Hey, Graham Brown from Up School here. Today we're looking at how to test a business idea. So you have this business idea, could be a mobile app, could be a website, a service, or a product. You want to get some initial feedback from it, get it out of your head, get it into the real world and see what people think. How do you normally do that? Well, you could send an email to friends, family, network, colleagues. Problem is their friends, family, network, colleagues. So the kind of responses they're going to give you are going to be biased. They may already understand what you're talking about. So, that kind of biases their answer. They may give you some positive feedback rather than honest feedback, etc. You want anonymous responses, not necessarily people around you who are going to be supportive of everything that you do. What I use for this is a website called Usability Hub. That's usabilityhub.com. It's completely free. There are paid versions if you want more data, if you want more in-depth analysis, segmentation, and so on. But for the purposes of what we want to do today, we can do this completely free. So get started now, free forever. Add in your details, password, etc., and create my account. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so assuming you've signed in successfully, what now happens is Usability Hub presents you with 5 options. We'll come back to those in a minute, asking you what type of test would you like to run. The first thing is to look at the credits. You've got 0 credits. So the way it works is if you submit a test, you get 1 response. It costs 1 credit. You can buy those credits or earn those credits. Obviously, for the sake of this demonstration, we want to earn those credits. So just click on account credits for now. And it shows you how you can quickly earn credits. So complete your profile, fill out your age, gender, and location for 5 points. So there we go. Right. So I'm in Japan, age, 43. Education, college graduate, male. There we go. Right, so I should get 5 credits. There we go, 5 credits for that. And that will give me 5 answers for my test. So 5 is not a lot. I'll obviously want more than that. I want to get that up to about 20. So this is how you can earn credits, and it's not just about earning credits, it's also a great way to get some insight into how users will see your idea. Let's do it from the perspective of being a user and test some other people's ideas randomly. So we're going to click on random test, and that will help us earn credits. Each test earns 1 credit. I do this quite regularly because it trains your brain to see things from the perspective of the customer. Right, so you're about to do a click test. Gives you the instructions here. We can just skip through that. So here's the instructions. You're looking for a company to provide AV services for one of your events. Your manager tells you this company can do that for you. Where do you click first to get more information? Let's try that. Start the conversation. There you go, 1 credit. There's no correct answer. It's just a click test to see how users respond to that particular design. Here's a nav flow test. Find, remove sites. Select Chicago, click remove site. Find, remove sites. Blimey. Where is it? Manage sites. Remove sites. Chicago, remove sites. Well, that was probably easy for the designer, but for you as a customer, that was pretty difficult. 5-second test. Let's do it. Look at the logos on the following page. Okay, so lots of logos. Which companies do you remember? I don't know. ZocDoc, Doctor. I don't remember any others. So let's get this up to 10. Question test. Now this is the type that we're going to be doing. So the key here is to ensure that the questions are really simple and the instructions are very basic, because the longer and more difficult these become, the less you'll get people answering your test. Right. Imagine you can control the cooling and heating in your home with this mobile app. All right. What do you think the button in the green circle does? I don't know. Change fan direction. Any other comments? Do you see anything that's confusing? No, not at this stage. Fine. Not sure. Very good. Too often, it's not enough. Show the image. Okay. So in 5 seconds, it will pop up with the questions. Do you think the website looked trustworthy? That's quite a common question asked here on Usability Hub, and I think it's a pretty poor one because, well, I don't know. How do you tell? You can get much more in-depth information if you just ask a better question. Right, we'll take one more. Imagine you're a new customer at an e-commerce website making a purchase. You have just started the checkout process. Where would you click next? Right, I've just started the checkout. Fill in my name. I don't know. There you go. Right, so we've earned 11 karma points. Let's spend some of those. So do your usability random tests and then rack up your karma points. And then next step is to set up your own test and test your idea. So I'll see you on the other side. So once you're back into the main menu, you can create a test. I've got 60 credits here. That's from doing previous tests on my other account. Plenty to spend here. Let's make our own test from scratch. Should land us on this page. 5 different types of tests. Some of those you would have done in the random test section. Now, the one that we're focusing on today is going to be the question test. This is the best one to test your idea. The other 4 types of tests are design tests. The 5-second test, click test, nav flow, and preference test are really for when you have a design that you're split testing or you want some feedback about. Much more of a mature stage, but today we just have an idea. We don't even have a design. So let's do the question test. First, with the question test, you have to provide an image. Now, this image can be something really simple. Don't get fancy here. Find a stock photo, grab something off the internet, put some text on it, and that's all you need at this stage. Here's one that I prepared earlier. All it is, image, semi-relevant with some text on it. Here's my idea, an online school for startup founders. I don't want to go into any more depth or detail at this stage because that kind of prejudices the test. That's the absolute minimum. I want people to react to just that idea and get some feedback on that. So let's go into the questions. The first question you're going to ask is really going to be a closed question. You're not interested in the responses. You just want to get people typing. And the best way to do this is to ask a simple yes or no question, or yes, no, maybe. In my case, does this interest you? Yes, no. I'm not interested in counting the responses as some kind of validation of my idea. Even if I got 20 responses and 18 said no, it doesn't matter because it's not a popularity contest of your idea. The fact that you have 2 people that said yes is enough. What we're looking for here is just to get people typing. The real insight comes from the second and third questions. Right, we want to know what kind of lessons would you want to learn? Okay, that's more interesting for me. That's an open question. Get people writing there. And then lastly, what kind of features would you want to see? Slack channel, forum, Facebook group, etc. That will do for now. I'm going to name this test 1. Optional, put the project, save and publish test. What happens now is Usability Hub asks you how many respondents you want for your test. Obviously, that's limited by the amount of credits. You can buy credits as well for this if you're in a hurry. In this case, I'll ask for 25 respondents just as an idea to get going. I'm not really that fussed about the responses. I just want to kind of stimulate the conversation, and that will then help me refine the test and put out another test and get more targeted with my inquiry. So I'm going to submit this order for 25 responses. They've delivered the order. That will take an hour, a couple of hours. Let's see how that goes. I'll see you on the other side when the responses come in. So here's the test that I set up earlier, asking whether people would be interested in the online school for startup founders and to get some responses about the kind of content they want to see. So does this idea interest you? There's 20 responses there. About 10 yes, 10 no. That doesn't matter. I'm not interested in those responses, remember, because this is no way of validating the idea with a simple yes or no. What I want to do is get the feedback on the kind of content they're interested in. So the question number 2 was, if yes, what would you like to learn? This is more interesting for me. So the kind of feedback here, a real mix. So case studies, how to start a new business, taxes, fundings, the steps you need to take, how to manage money, growth hacking, successful companies, running a startup. You know, you're going to get feedback as well, like startups is all about meeting people. Online at home is no way to learn. Ignore that. It's valid, but it doesn't matter. This is not for these people. Don't sell to the unsold, sell to the sold. 18, how to produce a profitable startup business, how to get funding, investors, and so on. What features would you like to see? This is interesting. A lot of people are reporting forums, Slack channel, which is a forum really. Slack channel again, video content, Slack channel, forum, Slack channel, forum. That's a really interesting response, a bit of insight there. What people are really connecting with is the community aspect of this rather than the actual content. So even though it's a school, what people like about it is the fact that they connect with other startup founders or mentors or investors or so on. So that gives me an idea as a starting point, is that I want to run this test again, change it slightly, but instead of an online school for startup founders, I want to run a test for an online community. So I'll change the image and change the text and change the questions and drill down on that, see what kind of responses I get with that. So in good form, I prepared one earlier. I ran this one for 40 responses, different text, different image, an online community for startup founders, taking the data from before, which was that interest in the forums and the Slack channel. So question, does this interest you? Yes, no, maybe. Not interested in the responses. Question number 2 was, what cool features would make you visit daily? We'll look at the answers in a minute. And second one was, if you tried something like this already, what was it and what was your experience? That was a bad question, as I found out, and I'll tell you why. If you look down the responses, hardly anybody had tried it. 1 or 2 had tried something similar. One said Google Campus in London, pretty good. Interesting that they put it in that box, but it was a bit of a waste of a question, to be honest. So next time round I wouldn't do that. As with all of this stuff, it's a constant iteration, improvement. You're never going to get the right set of questions at the beginning. Let's have a look at this question here. What cool features would make you visit daily? A real mix. So I've got 40 responses here. This took a couple of hours to get all the information on. Good content, people interacting with my content, design, advice, stories, real life stories, not interested, startup projects, interesting articles, how to join startups, forum again, advice, stories, forum. So you're getting an idea at this very early stage for free of what kind of things people will be interested in. These aren't all startup founders, you have to remember. The demographics for this are pretty open, but the people that use this website generally are internet friendly. They are generally people who are interested in design, people running their own tests. So, it's a good place to test ideas and products, mobile apps aimed at people more technical, more entrepreneurial. So what do you do with this information? Well, this is not the end of your research. This is the beginning. Where do you go next? I would take that information and I would either run another test. In particular, want to eke out this idea of the cool features and stories. Maybe I could run a test with a picture here with 3 options about what people would be interested in. For example, forum or video content. Just get them to run a click test on that. At this stage, maybe I have enough information to take it forward and to validate the idea. You can do this through creating a landing page, or very simply, as I'll show you in another video, use launchrock.com. You can put up a landing page, get people to go to that landing page and sign up. So what we've done at this point is take an idea, run the idea by a group of people and get some feedback. That shouldn't tell you whether the idea works or not. It should give you some ideas about your idea. Whether it works or not is the next stage, is where you've actually got to validate and collect information, get people to commit to that idea, which is at this stage signing up, giving you an email address. That's how you can test a business idea for free. You can do all of this, get some results in an hour. Importantly, it's a great process to get you thinking about how other people see your ideas, especially when you combine it with doing the random tests. So hopefully that's been of help for you. This is UpScore. My name's Graham Brown.